I was recently going through some of Steve's leftovers here at TronicsFix/Restorish and came across these two almost identical Nintendo DS Lites. In this one, the DS card reader doesn't work, and in this one, the GBA card reader doesn't work. So I thought it would be a fun project to disassemble both of them, get all this stuff clean, and then try to reassemble one fully clean and fully working DS Lite. So the DS card reader is not working on this one, according to the sticker. We do have some cleaning that needs done and a little wound down here in the lower corner. I'm also noticing a crack here on the side of the casing. Let's check out our second DS Lite. We have some stickers that are going to need to be removed there, no problem. We're also missing the battery door cover on the back. But taking a look at this overall, it looks to be in better shape, and this is probably the case that we're going to want to keep and use as we reassemble our one complete working system. I suppose we should test this stuff out first. Oh boy! We have a top screen that is broken in this one. And the game card reader for the DSi is actually working, whereas the sticker says it isn't. And as expected, the GBA card reader works as well. So we're going to get rid of this sticker permanently, and I'm going to have to ask myself if I can ever trust anything again. Okay, here's the second one. I just want to test the GBA card reader on this to see if it's working, and it indeed is not. So this is the system right here that we're going to want to use and keep, with the exception, I'm thinking, of the motherboard, which we'll take from the other system, which has both of the two card readers on it. And if those are working, we can just put that motherboard into this shell with its screens, and we might have our one fully working Nintendo DS Lite. We're going to pull this wire out from underneath here. When we put it back together, we're going to have to fish it back through, which sometimes can be a bit of a challenge, but it's something that we've done before here. Just carefully lifting up this motherboard to get it off of these posts that it's on, and also being careful not to tear this ribbon cable that goes to the top screen. We can release that, and then we have our motherboard separated. Let's just disconnect the touch screen from it. Looks like some glitter or something inside of here. Cool. Yeet. Yeet. We have to very carefully get this ribbon cable out through this slot. I've done this enough times that I feel a lot more confident doing it now, but it still makes me a little bit nervous. Don't want to accidentally tear this ribbon cable. Using this dental pick very carefully just to get these stickers out of the way for the screws. And then with some firm but gentle sliding pressure, we're going to move this cover off the back of our top screen. And I am going to get rid of these gloves for the time being, because I have learned that I need the full dexterity of my fingers to roll this up and get it through. And that's as far as I'm going to push it until we actually get the screen loose, but we will remove this cylinder here. Just a little bit of pressure and we should be able to unstick and push this screen out of the way. Just being very careful with all this stuff. Work slowly, work carefully. And we have our top screen along with its various connections all separated. Come on. Here is our other system. All we need is the motherboard out of this, so let's go get it. There it is. We'll take our touch screen off here, and all the rest of this stuff can be set aside for another project, another day, or if we happen to need one of these pieces as we go forward with this project. There's nothing really on this board visibly that I can see, but I'm going to still go over this little signature on here and get rid of it just for fun. And the rest of the board with my IPA and makeup brush, just to give it a good clean. This is more satisfying when there's pop or coffee or bugs or something inside of here to clean up, but we're still getting a little bit of dust. I am noticing that this slider right here for the volume is a little bit grindy. So I'm just going to try to spray some BW100 inside of here. It feels kind of rough, and I think I might see something there. Let's get in here a little closer. Yeah, there was something stuck inside of here. I think we got it. Let's rinse it out again. And yeah, it's sliding a lot more smoothly now. I'm going to also clean out our power switch here. And go ahead and clean and rinse out both of these game reader compartments. And I think this is good to go. Let's give this touch screen a good clean. There's quite a bit of gunk that's just kind of stuck here on the edges. If I use this IPA around anything that's an adhesive that I want to keep, as soon as it dries out, it should still be usable. There is just really some gross stuff that's on this touchscreen. It's hard to show on camera, but I can see it in person, and I'm having to work at it a little bit to get it, while being careful not to scratch the screen. We'll clean off these speakers, and we'll get our top screen all clean as well now. I do like using these makeup brushes for this because they are so soft. And I'm very carefully using a microfiber cloth to not scratch this top screen because it is in pretty good condition. But I'd be careful even if it wasn't. Let's get all these plastic pieces nice and scrubbed now. For the gentle clean, these makeup brushes are great. With these parts soaking in the water as long as they have, which at this point has been about 20 minutes, these stickers come off nice and easy. Let's get those out of the way and we can finish cleaning. Notice I'm choking down here on the brush a bit in order to try to get a little bit more scrubbing power with it, since I'm working on this adhesive residue left behind from the sticker. I switched to my toothbrush here because the makeup brush just wasn't getting it. These edges as well are a common place that grime kind of builds up. And I think we got everything out of here. All clean and ready for inspection. Here are the parts that we are hopefully going to be using to reassemble our new working Nintendo DS Lite. Upon further inspection, there is a crack here on my hinge, so we're going to get into our parts from the other one, get to this piece, just like that, and I'm gonna have to clean this, but I think we're gonna use this one instead. So you get treated to a double dose of soapy water finger stirring today. There are some parts on here that the water soap solution wasn't quite getting. I'm going to use just a little bit of super glue here on this little edge piece that's meant to create a buffer as the lid closes to keep it from scraping plastic on plastic. And I find that they come off pretty easy while you're cleaning if you're not careful, and I accidentally nudged that one loose. Going back to the no gloves here to get our cable wound up tightly and fished through the opening. And get this piece on here, and then we can get everything else set in place here on our top screen system. Let's not forget these little thin plastic washers that go under the speakers. I forgot to put this cable for this antenna underneath our ribbon cable here, so no problem, we can get that through like this. Make sure it's tucked into the right place here. And set our screen. And now we can put our hinge back together along with the back part of our cover that we can now push on and slide into place. Now we can get the rest of our cable out here through this opening. And begin the process of getting this ribbon cable back through this tiny slot while not damaging it, hopefully. And there we go. But I'm not having luck getting it to come all the way over, and I can't tell if I did something wrong or what. I want to take a look at something here though. So let's pull this back apart. I want to look at this and compare it to the other one that I have. Notice how the one I was using is quite a bit bigger. I don't know why that is, but I switched to the other one here and it works, so that's the one we're going to use. So today I'm just going to talk for a minute or two about something that has been on my mind that's actually been inspired by some of the people who comment in my videos. There are a number of you who leave comments to the effect of like, oh yeah, every time I clean one of these things, or the last time I did one of this is what I did, which to me just speaks about how into this that you are, which is awesome, and I love that. And at the same time, sometimes it makes me wonder, like, am I not passionate enough about this stuff? Because I'll be really honest with you, I do this for a job right now, and I like this job a lot. It's really great. The atmosphere is incredible, the team that I work with is incredible, and I've always liked cleaning things. But I don't watch these kinds of videos on my own in my free time, which makes me wonder at times, am I not passionate enough about this to be doing videos about it? While I would rate cleaning electronics as a 7 out of 10 maybe for me in my interest and passion, it's definitely not something that I would consider the heart of my identity. But it feels sometimes like we have to choose between these two polar opposites. The 8 to 5 corporate job like office space where you're just in there filing your TPS reports. And on the other end of the spectrum, we idealize these people who had the courage to leave that behind to pursue their heart and their dream and their core like a character out of One Piece. And that is their entire identity. I guess what I'm putting out there is my thoughts right now on the possibility that there could be a lot of middle ground between those two extremes. And even if you are in the place where your job is a grind and you get through it for the paycheck so that you can afford to live and maybe even do the things that you do enjoy doing, that's okay too. I think the other extreme where you make your work your 100% passion and the core of your identity is problematic for a couple reasons. Number one, there are a long list of other YouTubers that I'm aware of who have had to take a break or even leave YouTube entirely because when their passion became their job, it lost its passion. Number two, if your work is your identity in the extreme, when you get to the point of retirement and you lose that, who are you? What do you have left? Well, what do you think? Is a job a job? Is it possible or even healthy to 100% align your job with your passion? Do you find yourself somewhere in the middle? How many of you noticed that I forgot to put my gloves on after I took them off during the reassembly? Was it a deal breaker to you? So let's test it out. It boots up and I'm able to play a DS game. So that's the first good news. All right, everything seems to be working here, and I'm going to call this a project completed successfully. If you enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy watching one of my other videos, and that's easy. Just click on whatever YouTube recommends here in this little box. I appreciate you hanging out with me this time, and look forward to seeing you next time. Or you seeing me? I don't know. I'm not going to see you. I mean, unless you make a video. When I subscribe to your channel, then I can see you.